So today I want to talk about heat detectors. What I have here is a conventional non-restorable heat detector. So when I say conventional, I mean it's just going to act like a switch. It's just going to be able to send an entire initiating device circuit or zone into alarm. So depending on how many of these I have on a zone, they're all going to send the same signal. I could have an addressable heat detector, which means that it's going to be able to send its address as well as whether or not it's in alarm. So that would allow me to be able to pinpoint exactly which device is in alarm. And then if it was analog addressable, it'd be able to tell me its location, its address actually is, and then tell me the specific temperature, and then the control unit would be able to set those alarm set points. But this is an example of conventional, so it's basically just a switch, and it's non-restorable, which means once it activates, it's done. So the way that this works is I've got a plunger right here. This plunger is held up by some solder up inside of the detector, and then on the back I've got these two connections, these two contacts. So I'm going to attach my initiating device circuit on these two contacts. And then basically once this heats up to its specific temperature, this plunger is going to fall away, and it's going to allow these two contacts to close, and it's going to create that alarm condition on my initiating device circuit. I could have a restorable type conventional, which essentially means that once it goes back to its normal temperature, it would then open up those contacts again. But this is the case of a restorable. So there are some specific requirements with how I test these. Obviously, I can't test it to make sure it's going to activate at a specific temperature. So NFPA 72 in Chapter 14 has some requirements on how often I need to pull samples of these in order to go get them tested at a testing agency, or I just need to replace them at a certain frequency. So that's all in Chapter 14 of NFPA 72. If you're interested in learning more about different types of initiating device circuits, or even some more about fire alarm basics, I'll link a blog that I wrote all about fire alarm basics. I'll link the one specifically on initiation. So let me know if you're interested in hearing more about different types of initiating devices or different types of fire protection or life safety systems in general. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.